Why do some people keep showing up, focusing, observing, putting in the effort, even when they keep failing? It's not blind hope, it's alignment with a deeper universal law. Quantum physics suggests reality isn't fixed, it shifts with observation. The more you persist and focus, the more you influence outcomes, until failure itself begins to transform into possibility.
Quantum physics reveals how reality works at the atomic, subatomic, and molecular scale. Unlike the predictable world we see every day, this hidden realm is strange and dynamic. Electrons and particles can behave like waves, exist in multiple possibilities, tunnel through barriers, and become entangled across distance. These quantum rules control how atoms form, how molecules bond, and how matter itself exists. They explain why atoms stay stable, why stars shine, and how electricity, chemistry, and life are possible. In truth, everything we see, touch, and use emerges from this invisible quantum world, the deeper layer of reality beneath our everyday experience.
The illusion of a fixed reality. Right now, it feels like you're simply sitting in a room, looking at a screen. You can sense the chair supporting you, hear faint sounds in the background, and everything around you seems solid, unchanging, independent of whether you pay attention to it or not. I used to feel the same way, especially during late nights working alone, convinced that the world around me was fixed and immovable. But here's the twist. According to the pioneers of quantum physics, that solid room doesn't fully exist in a fixed state until it's observed. Most of us go through life battling what we think are concrete problems, stacking bills, a career that won't move forward, the repetitive exhaustion of managing a home, or the quiet anxiety of being a student, unsure about what comes next. It can feel like life is happening to you. I remember a phase when every morning felt like déjà vu, same routine, same frustrations, and it genuinely felt like I was stuck in a reality I hadn't chosen. But here's the deeper truth most people miss. You are not trapped inside reality. You are the observer, shaping it. And once you understand this, everything begins to shift. The science of possibility, quantum insight, and relatability. Think about this. Why do some people keep going when everything falls apart while others stop completely? When things look finished and the world signals it's over, a few people still continue. It's not just motivation or stubborn willpower. The answer lies much deeper within the principles of quantum physics itself. In the early 20th century, physicist Max Planck introduced a radical idea. The universe isn't a rigid machine made of solid parts. Instead, it's more like an ocean, fluid, dynamic, filled with energy and possibilities. At the quantum level, nothing is fixed. A particle can exist in multiple states at once. This is known as a field of probabilities. What does that mean for you? It means your future isn't pre-written. It's not carved in stone. It's more like a canvas that is being painted in real time. By your actions, yes, but even more by your awareness. Now pause and reflect. If you're someone stuck in a job that feels like a dead end, or a student who can't see a clear direction, chances are you're looking at your life like it's a wall, solid and unchangeable. I've been there too, staring at situations thinking this is it, there's no way around this. But science suggests something completely different. What looks like a dead end might just be an unobserved possibility waiting for your attention. Victory is always within reach for the person who refuses to stop. Through a quantum lens, that's not just inspiration, it's mechanics. The moment you give up, you collapse every other possible outcome. You unconsciously choose the failure version of reality by no longer observing anything else. The observer effect. This leads us to something powerful, the observer effect. Scientists discovered that particles behave differently when observed. When not being watched, they exist as waves of possibility, but the instant they are observed, they collapse into a single fixed state. In other words, observation doesn't just reveal reality, it helps create it. In your life, your attention works the same way. Whatever you consistently focus on begins to define your experience. If your attention is locked onto problems, you start living in a reality full of problems. I've caught myself doing this, spiraling into stress simply because I kept replaying the same issue in my mind. And the more I focused on it, the bigger it felt. But when your focus shifts, your reality begins to shift with it. Because you're not just living in the world is unfolding inside your awareness. Take Thomas Edison, for example. After failing thousands of times while trying to invent the light bulb, most people saw wasted effort. But Edison didn't interpret it that way. He famously said he didn't fail, he simply discovered ways that didn't work. That perspective wasn't accidental. It was aligned with how reality actually works. He refused to let his experiment collapse into failure. As long as he kept going, success remained a possibility. But here's where things get even more interesting, and where most of us struggle. We try to think positive, but nothing changes. You tell yourself everything is fine, while your situation clearly says otherwise. I've tried this myself, forcing optimism during tough times, and it often made things worse. Because deep down, you're still aware of what's missing. This is the trap. When you force positivity, you're often still focusing on the lack of it, and that keeps the same reality in place. The real shift happens when you realize something simple but profound. You are not your thoughts. Right now, if you pause and observe your mind, you'll notice thoughts appearing. Worries, ideas, maybe even doubts. But who is noticing them? That awareness, that quiet presence behind your thoughts, that's who you truly are. Once I started practicing this, even briefly during stressful days, something changed. Problems didn't disappear instantly, but they stopped controlling me. There was space, clarity. This is what makes the difference. Most people try to change their thoughts, but real power comes from stepping back and observing them without attachment. When you do this, you stop feeding energy into the same patterns that keep your reality stuck. This state, neutral observation, is like a reset. It's similar to how a scientist watches an experiment without emotional bias. No panic, no overreaction, just awareness. And in that space, new possibilities can emerge. What's fascinating is that this isn't just philosophy, it connects directly with how your brain works. Through neuroplasticity, your brain constantly rewires itself based on what you focus on. When you shift from reacting to observing, you move into a more creative, flexible state of mind. For a student feeling uncertain about the future, or someone overwhelmed by routine, this becomes a turning point. You don't need a dramatic breakthrough, you need consistency. Holding your awareness steady long enough for new outcomes to take shape. Because when life corners you and everything feels like it's falling apart, remember this: before anything becomes real, it exists as a possibility. Success isn't random, it's built by consistently focusing on the version of reality you want until it becomes the only version left. You are not just experiencing life, you are shaping it. So instead of fighting your current reality, try something different. Observe a new one. Hold your focus there, let it grow. Because the experiment isn't over yet. And your awareness, that's the most powerful tool you have. Where your attention goes, your reality follows. So the real question is, what are you choosing to observe today?
What's one thing you truly want to focus on to make your life meaningful? Share it in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you're curious to explore human nature, mindset, and how your awareness shapes outcomes around you, Watch the next video on the end screen to the right.